Welcome, Cosmic Souls. I'm Joy, an energy intuitive and collective empath, and I'm here to deliver this timeless reading of the divine energies. I receive messages from Spirit to help you get through your day, get up off the ground, and start moving forward again. Remember, if this message doesn't resonate with you or your situation, leave it for those it is meant for. So let's begin. Today, when I was meditating and going into my trance state, theta, I was asking Spirit, my higher self, guides, what does the collective need to hear today? What is the most important thing when they view this? And right now, with all the huge energies coming in, this is around the time of the Lionsgate portal. The energies have been off the charts for a few days already, but it's ramping up to the 12th, right? But I was like, okay, what about the energies? And basically what came through, it's like it's waves of energies, and it's like body surfing, or if people real surf. I've never done that, but so you can either ride the waves and kind of soften into them and go with them, or you can just sit there and get pummeled, let's say, by the incoming waves. So that's the feeling that's really coming through, is to kind of soften in to these energies that are coming. And everybody has been so irritable, anxious, fractious, I was calling it. Just everybody off the charts, just nitpicking at everything. And I think it's these energies kind of bringing up all these little niggling, that's a word, feelings that make you just kind of irritated at every little thing, right? So yes, that would be helpful. Positive attitude right now would be the most important thing. Transform negative thoughts. So yes, we're experiencing all this energy, and it comes out in us as anxieties and irritations and whatnot. But we need to soften at this point. Yeah, nothing is perfect. Release perfection and strive for excellence. That's exactly it. The the irritations at every little thing are just, for some reason, we're feeling like everything has to be better, more perfect, or whatever, and that's not the case. That's just being anxious. Pursue your dream. Have faith in your intuition. Yes, that's fairly self-explanatory. Um, Soften into yourself. Relax. She's dreaming with the fairies, right? She's focusing in on that kind of stuff. Sorry if there's noise in the background. Um, yeah, there is a world out there, and it tends to be noisy, doesn't it? Anyway, so maybe instead of emitting, just sending this energy out and letting it just kind of be a bomb, blow up on other people, maybe try to diffuse it a little bit and let it settle down, and soften is the biggest feeling that's coming through. Just soften into everything. Maybe don't jump on every little imperfection that you see in others, or that's coming up in you, and feeling like you've got 50 million things to get done and no time to do anything, and just and just try to ground back down into Gaia, walking barefoot. It's in the northern hemisphere. This is a good time to do it. Would be helpful, and trying to release some of this energy, this coming in, that's making everyone so, it's not so much fearful, it's just the anxious, which, I guess is a fear, but I think it's more than that. It feels like it's more like it's just more energy than we're used to. And so we have a tendency to interpret that as uncomfortable and difficult, right? I just can never get these straight, so we'll see. And so it's like learning to ride these waves of energy. I think it's kind of it feels like it's a learning experience. Let's say. Redirect the fire, transform anger into creative power. Yeah, that's exactly what I've been talking about. So whatever energies, this is all root chakra and sacral chakra, but it also looks kind of like an eye in the storm also, which is interesting. But yeah, taking these energies that are coming in and that are stirring up and bringing to the surface all these, you know, irritants and angers and guilts and depressions and things that you haven't thought about in 40 years, whatever, all this stuff bubbling up. It's a purge. It's a purge right now, but the energies are good. They're bringing stuff out, but instead of, you know, venting them at other people, we need to try to bring that down and kind of relax into the waves and just ride them. And there's going to be some big ones coming in, but yeah, if we can kind of relax and go with it, we're not focusing on the fear or the irritants or the angers, and we can, like it's telling us, redirect that energy that's coming in. Powerful emotions are just energy being filtered through our vessel, and if they're coming out negative, it's just things that are being purged, right? And we just need to let them go. Yes, free of attachments. Get rid of those attachments right now. Invite true love into your life. Well, excuse me. The only way you're going to do that is to start by loving yourself, and this is the sacral chakra area. So, focusing in, softening, rather than directing all these energies out onto other people would be useful. And that'll get us to a peace of mind. Seek satisfaction beyond frustration. Yeah, that's exactly where we're going here. We've got the throat chakra going on here. This to me looks like a couple of owl eyes, which is interesting. So we started with the root chakra and anger and changing that energy into creative power. That's using the sexual energies, which are actually the creative energies, right? And that fire kind of stirring up from the depths, as it were. Um, Trying not to be quite so nitpicky at everyone else and frustrated with every little thing would be good. So dropping those attachments to how things should be and focusing in, softening, letting all that sacral chakra stuff come out. And that would be useful to get to a peace of mind. That this softening feeling that's coming through is paramount. We just need to kind of let go of it. The only reason we get annoyed with other people or our situation or anything else is because we're trying to control it. We're trying to make it behave in a certain way or expect others to behave in a certain way. And that's not going to happen, is it? And if you want to relax and go to a peace of mind, you have to get beyond the frustrations. You have to let those go, because it's just a lot of energy coming in, and rather than thinking that somebody else is causing these feelings, these emotions, this energetic feeling in the body and the lashing out. It's not them. They're feeling this stuff too, and they're lashing out also. And negative thoughts and emotions and things that they've been hiding or coming up to the surface, the things that they were dealing with but not really, just kind of ignoring, and now it's like really annoying to them, right? But with all these energies coming in, if we can ground in and let it kind of pass back through, when Gaia's venting, we need to vent, but at the same time just grounding it through and letting turning the energy into a positive rather than a negative right now, using all this creative juice, this extreme amount of momentum that's going on to come up with more creative, kind ways to express them, right? Let's see what supporting energies would like to come through. I feel like I need to do this. A merry motive. This has been coming up a lot lately. Basically, feeling back into our merriment almost speaks to me as being a kid, right? Being completely in your own zone, your own flow state, and just being happy in that. There's no time, there's nothing, you're just completely in the moment. That's flow. But a lot of times, unless you're an athlete or something, a lot of times people haven't felt that since they were a kid, right? Or playing video games, sometimes people feel that, I guess. Body and soul. Yeah, that's been coming through a lot lately too, is focusing in on our bodies and what they're going through, and this change, the dragonfly, this big change coming through for the collective and individuals and their individual bodies. We're raising our soul, our frequencies up to feel and attach more to our soul, our higher selves. Tender embrace. That's been coming through a lot lately too. Being kind to each other, especially when we're in these volatile moods, let's say, until we can kind of, if you can see that coming up, maybe try to not lash out at other people so much and focus more on our inner transformation that's going on here now. Because everybody is changing with all the frequencies and the collective vibration, Gaia's vibration, everything is raising, and all the negatives are coming up to the surface to be purged out, right? But so be aware that others are doing the same thing, and it just all needs to come out. But unfortunately, sometimes it comes out in negative ways, right? As opposed to maybe positive, creative ways. But the more we can lean into the positive ways that we can express our anger, our grief, our childhood traumas, art, music, dance, some way to let this stuff pass through and come out, and that way we can let it go. Try to be kind to each other while we do it. But yeah, it can get pretty messy. We're doing it as a collective, as a planet, as a solar system, as societies. I mean, everything's purging, right? But we need to soften into it, to focus on, meeting these waves as they come in, and try to ride these waves and find the positive energy and let it lift us up and carry us through to the next one, right? And then it becomes exciting, you know. I guess surfers would know all about this, right? I wish I knew how to surf, but being able to experience these higher energies without them, I mean, I guess it'll still keep causing that a bit in our systems until we purge everything, all the heavy densities, but just try to be aware that that's what's going on and focus more on maybe emitting or purging these things in more positive ways. You know, feel that energy coming in, but ride it and take it up into a more creative form rather than just after everybody, right? The royal you, remember who you are. Exactly. Yeah, crown chakra kind of thing. Remember that we are souls having a temporary human experience, and all these little annoyances, and it's just not going the way I want it to go. Well, ooh, I got an extra one here. Okay. Into me I see. Beautiful. So that's there again. That's what I was talking about. So leaning in, softening, going into yourself, letting these things emit out. It's like peacock feathers. Beautiful. Exposed and revealed. Exactly. Everything is getting exposed and revealed, including within ourselves. There's the eye. All of these little things that we thought were okay, that we were dealing with, that were not bothering us. No, they were bothering us. We just and be merry again. Yes. So a lot of this stuff coming out is just needing to be purged. It just needs to go. And when we can bring it up to the surface, then we can let go of it. And as you're doing this, all these little annoyances that you thought didn't bother you that now really bother you, you're seeing that you've been stuffing this down into your unconscious, right? That's where all that stuff goes, according to Jung, right? And so it's coming out now. It's time to come out. And as we transform, the best thing we can do is kind of soften, maybe pull back a little from the exterior world, everybody else's dramas that are coming up and being pushed out so that they can be seen and let go. You know, as this is coming out, just focus into the energy and using it in a positive way, but focusing into yourself, you know, maybe not pushing all that out onto other people and saying, well, it's them, their fault. This is their, you know, I'm annoyed with this, so it's their fault. Well, no, you choose how you respond to others' behaviors or lack thereof, right? And you know, other people do what other people are going to do, but you know, you can be annoyed by it, never say anything about it, stuff it into your unconscious, and then, well, now everything's being exposed, right? So try to be a bit merry as we go through this. Try to focus into yourself. Feel the energy pulsing through you, ground into Gaia as best you can, and any of these negative niggling things that come up and just, you know, get under your skin, let them go. Just let it go. Focus more into play and creativity right now would be a useful way to get all these energies out as they're coming up, because it's all coming up right now, isn't it? These energies are pushing everything out, right? And so as that's occurring, just try to go with it. Let's see what the trees have to say about this. Ooh, giant redwood. This helps us to find our power in the world. powerful they are. Yeah. So remembering that we're not just riding the wave, we are the wave, right? We are the ocean, the we are source, right? So we are an expression of source, like a wave in the ocean is still the ocean, but it's expressing in a different way. And remembering that we are we are everything, right? We are the ocean. So we are powerful. We are not just some little tiny thing surrounded by this big, we are everything, right? That's the important thing to remember. So why would you sweat the small stuff? Would a giant redwood be, annoyed with a deer, you know, banging on its trunk or something? No, it wouldn't. So why would you, as an all-powerful, creator being, be annoyed by the little stuff, right? Let it go. Soften back into your heart and focus that out, that that energy, and share this love, and be more of a beacon, a light for other people as they purge. I mean, some people have a lot of stuff to purge, and we just need to help everyone to let this stuff go. Society's purging, the earth is purging, and we can just help each other through it, right? But focus in on your heart. This to me feels like the heart space mainly, and she's got like wings coming up, lightening the heart is what it feels like. So to the point where it can fly, it can soar, it can create without any expectations, any control over the outcome. That's where we want to. That's where we want to be. So, yeah, the theme is softening into and definitely riding these waves coming through rather than bracing and holding and getting pummeled, right? So remember, we are the waves. We are the waves. We are the ocean. We are the waves. We are the thing getting pummeled by the waves. We're all of it, right? So just try to ride with them. And when you feel yourself getting really annoyed about something, maybe center in and say, okay, what am I so annoyed about? Well, it's usually control, right? Somebody else isn't doing something the way you want it to be done, or fast enough, or whatever, and you're trying to control the situation. You gotta let that stuff go. And we're not in control here. We are everything, and so we're all expanding out and creating, and we're trying to learn how to surf these bigger energies coming in now. So it's a good time to learn how to ride along with them. Soften. Maybe take some alone time if you need to kind of recalibrate. But we are it. We are powerful. We are everything. Don't sweat the small stuff. Right? Be kind. It's a big transition we're going through, and we don't know how it's going to come out. And the only way we can get through that is to remember that it's not up to us, right? I mean, the dragonfly doesn't mentally control the change, right? But if we focus in our hearts, the heart creates. We create through our attachments with Gaia and Source and everything, that energy, and that's it right there. And that's the feeling I'm getting, is just letting that energy out in positive, creative ways, as opposed to just trying to control and force. So this resonated with you, and where you've been feeling lately, give us a like and subscribe, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Have a good day. Swimming in that ocean. Start surfing. That'd be good.